What's up, guys? It's the Manjack here, and we are doing another episode on the UFC career mode. I believe it's episode 7, but I'm not really going to be talking about the career mode, as I don't really talk about the career mode in all the other episodes. I just talk about the UFC fight nights that are coming up, what's happening next week, and what's happened in the previous UFC fight night. And in the previous UFC fight night, it was Aspinall versus Tybura, and it did not disappoint. It was located in London, which it was actually a good time. I think the main card started at about 8:30, which was good. We got a few knockouts, a few decisions. Big surprise was Paul Craig versus Andre Muniz, where everyone thought the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt would dominate Paul Craig, as he had better stand-up, better grappling. But Paul Craig recently got a hair transplant. Wasn't afraid to tell everyone. He got no surgery because he had struggled breathing with it. And he dropped down to middleweight and kept all of his strength. And oh my, did he show what he is about. He took him down, elbowed him on the floor, and took Andre Muniz out in the second round at the end, or just at the end, by some brutal elbows. It was just an all-round great performance from Paul Craig. We had Nathaniel Wood, who dropped Andre Philly. This is a featherweight match. He is 3-0 at featherweight at the moment. He was a shorter guy. He was faster but shorter. He dropped Philly in the first round, nearly knocked him out. Then Philly dropped Nathaniel Wood in the second round and almost knocked him out. And Nathaniel Wood managed to cruise to a decision victory against Andre Philly. One of the biggest upsets was Molly McCann versus Stolarenko, because Stolarenko has the lowest win percentage in women flyweight at the moment, which was around about 16%. And Molly McCann, well, all the bets were on her to win by knockout, to win in the first round, just to win the bout. And Stolarenko put her in her famous armbar in round 1. And Molly McCann had nothing to do, couldn't really do much about it. Got taken down, managed to get on top, and then just armbar straight away. And she got taken out in round 1 in the first 2 minutes of the fight. And the main card, the main event, did not disappoint. I had a bet that it would get to the second round, and it didn't. It didn't. Tom Aspinall came out fast, came out with a lot of spark, showed what he's about, showed that the injury did not affect him, throwing body kicks, perfect punches, and he managed to knock out Tybura with a brutal straight right to the jaw in round 1. The prelims were pretty exciting as well. You got Danny Romps versus Johnny Parsons. Johnny Parsons just knocked him out. Joao Alvarez submitting Mark Diaklesi. Mick Parkin, great fight against Pogas. And a few of... Chris Duncan was an honourable mention. He had a fight against Janelle Asmuth, who... Asmuth fractured his arm in, I believe, was it the first round, and Chris Duncan just brutally attacked him for the next 2 rounds. But the main thing I did want to talk about was UFC 291, which is next week on the 30th of July. And what a stacked card it is. I'm so excited for it. You got Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje on the main event. The co-main event, I think I'm looking forward to this more than anything. Shan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. You got Steve Wonderboy Thompson versus Michelle Pereira in the welterweight division. You got Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. Tony Ferguson, even though he is on a 5-loss streak, he's just someone that you always want to watch. And you've got Kevin Holland versus Mikael Chiesa. Also, on the prelims, which was surprising for me, but to be honest, the card is so stacked that it doesn't really surprise me anymore. You got Derek Lewis versus Marcos de Lima, which is fair enough, to be honest. I was a bit, controversial, but I was like, why is he not on the main card? I thought he should be ahead of Kevin Holland versus Mikael Chiesa, but it's going to be an absolute amazing card. I think Dustin Poirier is going to beat Justin Gaethje, just he's more accurate. I think he's got a better chin as well. I think Jan Blachowicz is going to beat Pereira, because Jan Blachowicz can wrestle. He's got shins of steel, and then you got Wonderboy Thompson. I think will take it over Mikel Pereira, and I believe Tony Ferguson will win by knockout. But in this episode, I did end up fighting. I can't pronounce his name, but he did take me down, which was a surprise. I thought we were going to kickbox a lot more. We managed to submit him after he tried submitting me. For a guy that's not wrestled or done any submissions before in UFC, I'm doing pretty well again. I think I'm on like 6 submission wins or something now, and like 6 knockout wins. But then after defeating him, we got challenged with Leon Edwards, who we did manage to knock out in the second round with a switch kick in the air. After knocking him out, we did get offered a fight against Nate Diaz, which I did decline because I believe that we're ready. We're ready for the title. We will be, as you can see, beautiful knockout. We are 14-0 in the welterweight division. We are second ranked. I would have accepted Jorge Masvidal or Kamaru Usman. We did get offered Nate Diaz, and I declined it. We simmed to the next match week, which was the man himself, the pound-for-pound champion, or the former pound-for-pound king, Kamaru Usman. And that is who we're going to be fighting in the next episode. If you did enjoy this episode, please like and subscribe, drop a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.